welcome back to another What If story. Today we are going to be covering What If Gohan Kept His Tail with part 6.5 of the series. So we are going to be covering everything that happened in the future timeline before the Gohan Blackguard. But before we begin, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the content. It'll only motivate me to continue doing more content. But with all that said, let's begin. After Goku kills Frieza and Namek, everybody returns to Earth while Goku goes to Yardrat. In this timeline, Gohan tries to continue training, but he does study on the side. He's trying to create a balance between training and studying, and soon he does find this balance, and he trains alongside Piccolo, until 1 year later, King Cold goes to Earth to try and find his son. All of his army goes to destroy the Earth, trying to look for the Earth's Dragon Balls, but most are taken out thanks to the Z Fighters, and Piccolo and Gohan goes up to fight King Cold. King Cold would see the two and laugh, asking if they really think that they can defeat him, and they will agree, as they both power up. They are not as strong as Super Saiyan Goku, but they're kind of up there. And since this is the last of the power levels, let's give them a little power level before they become unusable. Gohan is at a power level of 145 million, and Piccolo is at a power level of 130 million. They trained hard, especially Gohan, because he trained with Vegeta as well, since Vegeta did have the Powerball technique. And Vegeta thought that Gohan's Great Ape transformation can be a weapon to fight other villains, like King Cold. So he taught Gohan the Powerball technique, and Gohan can now go Great Ape as long as he uses the Powerball. So with Gohan's Great Ape, Gohan's power level is 4 billion of 400 million. Yeah, so Great Ape Gohan is strong, and Gohan actually uses the Great Ape transformation to defeat King Cold. He doesn't really need Piccolo's help, but he was there. So King Cold is defeated, and Goku returns to Earth. Now Goku will start to train with Gohan and Piccolo, and they'll get much more stronger. But soon, Goku does die from the heart virus, and this is what pushes Gohan to unlocking the Super Saiyan transformation. In the main timeline, Gohan did not achieve Super Saiyan from seeing Goku's death, and we know this because of the Dragon Ball Super manga, because Gohan wasn't fighting the androids really, or never showed off the Super Saiyan transformation before the androids attacked. But I decided to give Gohan the Super Saiyan transformation a little earlier, because Gohan has been training more, and he does have the experience to unlock the transformation. But even with Gohan unlocking the Super Saiyan transformation, he is not able to defeat the androids. But luckily, he does escape, but sadly for everybody else, they still die. Now 14 years will pass, and Gohan has been training Trunks, and Trunks is also born with a tail, and he wondered what he can use his tail for. And Gohan doesn't really know. He also has his tail, but the only thing that he used it for was battling as a Great Ape. But that's all that he did with his tail, until he realizes that he remembers Goku describing how it feels to become a Super Saiyan. It kind of drains him to actually use the form, and he tells Gohan how strenuous the form is. But when Gohan's using the transformation, he notices he doesn't have the same strain that Goku described. So maybe it's just because of his tail. His tail probably lets him use the form more, and that'll make Gohan not want to get rid of his tail, and he keeps his tail for this reason. And he tells Bulma to not cut off Trunks' tail, so he can also use the Super Saiyan transformations for this reason, whenever he unlocks them. But soon, Gohan and Trunks try to attack the androids, but they are still unable to, and Gohan loses his arm. And in this timeline, Gohan tries to not sacrifice himself, because he still doesn't think that Trunks would be able to defeat the androids. He doesn't really doubt Trunks' power, far from it, but he believes if he can't do it, Trunks also can't at this point. Gohan did think of using Great Ape and Super Saiyan, but he just thought that he couldn't really keep up both of the powers at the same time. So Gohan never really used Great Ape with Super Saiyan. But soon the time machine is created, and Gohan and Trunks goes back in time. And you already know what happens after that, so let's skip to what happens after the Cell Saga. When Gohan and Trunks arrives back in their timeline, they're actually able to defeat the androids now, thanks to their new evolutions in power. So androids 17 and 18 are defeated, and the future timeline is at peace until Cell arrives and kills some people. But luckily, Gohan and Trunks is also able to take him out as well. But after this, Gohan wants to revive everybody that was killed by the androids and Cell. And luckily, in the main timeline, Goku did tell Gohan where New Namek was. So he told this to Bulma. Bulma created a ship so Gohan, Trunks, and herself can go to New Namek. When they arrive, they tell the Namekians everything. and Mori allows them to use the Dragon Balls, and Dende decides to go with them to Earth. So with the Dragon Balls, everybody that was killed by the androids was revived except for the Z Fighters because they were gone for way too long. And for the other wish, they use it to rebuild all of the cities. And with that, Porunga scatters because one of the wishes was a bloated wish. So now Gohan, Trunks, and Bulma thanks the Namekians as they as well as Dende go back to Earth. And now time will pass and Babidi will soon strike as Shin and Kibito goes to Earth to warn Gohan and Trunks and allow them to train on their planet. So Gohan and Trunks becomes apprentice Kais, testing around the Z sword. But before they were able to cut caution with the sword, Babidi decided to attack. So everybody had to put their training on hold and go to fight Babidi and Dabura. When they get to Earth, Dabura starts to attack as he tries to attack Shin and Kibito, but Gohan and Trunks stops them as they battle Dabura. And they'll actually fight Dabura pretty evenly matched, with them both using Super Saiyan 2, since they unlocked the form during all the training. But they're unable to defeat Dabura, because Dabura is just way too strong. But luckily Shin doesn't have to put his life at risk, because there are actually 2 fighters that can keep up with Dabura instead of just 1. And Gohan, seeing that he is getting beaten, and remembering that they just revived their timeline, is angry. He doesn't want his timeline to be destroyed again. He won't allow it. Gohan will yell as he gets a rage boost, as he rushes at Dabura and beats him down, until he and Trunks fires one last attack that defeats Dabura and Babidi. So now the future timeline is saved once again, and Shin takes Boo's egg away. Now more time will pass, and Beerus would soon wake up, dreaming of a Super Saiyan God. Now there is no telling what time Beerus would wake up in the future timeline, but I'm gonna just say that it happens right after the Boo saga, cause Shin wants to make sure that Boo's egg is erased. So he asks Whis to wake up Beerus, and Whis does so. And when Beerus wakes up, Whis tells Beerus about Boo and his egg, and Beerus decides to erase the egg. But he does tell Whis that he had a dream of a Super Saiyan God. So Whis told Beerus about the Saiyans that are on the Supreme Kai's world, that are training under the Kai. Beerus will be confused. Why are Saiyans training with the Supreme Kai? But he decides to go to the Supreme Kai's world to pay Shin a little visit. He is met with Shin, Gohan, Trunks, and Kibito bowing down to him. Shin will ask Beerus what brings him to his planet, and Beerus will tell Shin about the Super Saiyan God. But Shin would say that he doesn't know anything about the Super Saiyan God, and Beerus would ask the 2 Saiyans who also don't know. But Gohan and Trunks did learn about the Namekian Book of Legends, so they say that they can go to Namek and ask the Namekians. Beerus thought that this was a good idea, and he decides to bring Gohan and Trunks along so they could hear about what can make a Super Saiyan God. So Whis takes Beerus, Gohan, and Trunks to Namek, and Gohan explains everything to the Namekians. So the Namekians grab the Namekian Book of Legends and reads about the Super Saiyan God. And after hearing about it, Beerus asks how much Saiyans are left. And Gohan and Trunks just says that there's only 2 of them, and they're right in front of Beerus. But Whis would say that's not the case, because there's another Saiyan named Broly, and another Saiyan that looks to be Vegeta's brother named Tarble. Gohan and Trunks would be shocked, and Trunks would think that is cool. He never knew he had an uncle. But that's still only 4 Saiyans, so Beerus sighs and agrees to train the 2 Saiyans. Whis would actually ask Beerus if he is actually planning on training the Saiyans. But Beerus would ask, "What do you mean I? You mean you?" Whis would be confused. But Beerus would tell Whis that he'll be the one training the Saiyans, not him. He is going to go back to sleep until the Saiyans unlock that Super Saiyan God transformation. Whis would sigh as he tells Gohan and Trunks to come on, as they all go to Beerus' planet. And Whis trains the 2 half-breeds for a whole year until they unlocked the Super Saiyan God transformation. But they didn't really unlock anything above it, because Gohan and Trunks wanted to make sure that they can actually fight in the Super Saiyan God transformation. And after finding out that they can, they wake up Beerus, and Beerus wants to fight both Super Saiyan Gods at the same time. So Gohan and Trunks fights Beerus. After the battle, Gohan and Trunks returns to Earth, and when they do, they're shocked to see that Earth is actually destroyed. Who has done this? But that is where we are going to leave it off for right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then make sure to give it a like, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the content. But with all that said, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya, and until we meet again.